While I was waiting for my offering, I didn't actually have a bike to ride, so I decided to attend Norco's demo day. I ended up riding an e-bike called the Sight VLT. I guess this is the VLT2 model. I'm not going to bother going over all the specs and stuff, but I will leave a link in the description that will have all that info for you if you're interested. This is my first time riding an e-bike, so it's probably going to be more of a general thoughts on e-bike than a specific review about this bike, but I might have some insight into the bike as well if you've ridden other bikes and know how they feel, but want to know how this one felt to me. One thing of note about this bike is they only make up to size large, and I am definitely a size extra large rider. I'm 6'6", so this bike is a little bit small for me. And you might even notice that the dropper lever is slid in pretty far on the handlebars. That's because the cable wasn't actually long enough to raise the seat up as high as it needed to be for me. And it was constantly activating the lever without it being shoved in like that. So I couldn't really use the dropper that well during this test either.
Come on, buddy.
Watching these videos back, the engine noise is certainly noticeable. But when I was riding it, it honestly didn't bother me. I guess if I got really used to it, or was super, into nice, quiet, peaceful nature rides, it could get to me. But personally, it wasn't a big deal. Climbing with the bike was about what I would expect. It handled pretty well like a normal mountain bike, but there was just almost zero effort involved in pedaling up the hills. And where it definitely really excelled was fire road climbing. We were test riding at Mount Seymour, so there wasn't much of that, or at least the route we chose didn't have much of that, but towards the end, as we went up past Dales and along Mushroom Trail, it was all on fire road, and we could just rip up there at 20 plus kilometers an hour, which felt really good. The bike had 3 boost modes, but honestly I rode pretty much the entire thing in super boost. Even the super boost mode had a 50 plus kilometer range, which is pretty mega. I don't often do rides that long, so hey, why not just leave it in super boost the entire time? Norco chose to spec 2.6-inch wide tires on the bike. This was a great choice. It helped give a lot of grip, and the bike really needs it. You put out a lot of torque with the electric motor.
Screw line choice. Okay. You need line choice.
What? Line choice? Oh.
The amount of traction those tires gave, combined with the power that the motor put out, really inspired a kind of booning attitude. I don't know, I just felt like I could power up through anything up or downhill. It was pretty fun and not something I'm used to, even though that definitely didn't always work out for me, as you just saw. Going downhill, the bike really did just feel like a regular bike, albeit it was definitely a heavy bike. I never felt like it held me back, though. I will say it didn't feel like the most playful poppy bike, but that could just be the geometry of the bike itself. I've never ridden a regular Sight, so I don't really know how they ride. At one point though, I did crash and the bike ended up landing on my leg. That's when I noticed the weight the most. I think with the weight of that bike, if it really landed on you bad in a crash, it could hurt quite a bit.
Yeah, maybe about there.
The number one thing that I would say the e-bike inspired is a sense of adventure. Because there was almost no effort involved in doing anything, it really just, inspired us to be like, hey, what's down that trail? Oh, let's just ride down it and check it out. and that was a really neat experience. Maybe we just need to be a bit less lazy in the future, but that's how I felt riding the bike. So, final impressions of the bike. Well, both me and my friend had big stupid grins plastered on our faces the entire ride. We certainly had fun. Would I want one though? I don't think so. At least not in my current living situation. I think if I lived right at the base of some trails, I would definitely want one, but as it is, I already have to kind of take time out of my day to go riding, and at that point, when I'm already just planning it, I'll just go on a regular mountain bike ride. Thanks for watching the video. Again, these are just my first thoughts on the bike after a 2-hour demo, so this is by no means an extended review. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing for more videos. See you in the next one.